Leave me alone!
Conquest. Conquest 2023 was a disaster. Now, I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but if you've seen any footage of this year's Conquest, then you know it wasn't exactly a banging time. Lines were going on for miles. People were packed inside one building like a fucking sardine. There was one restroom in the one building. In fact, if you go to the website right now, the button where it used to say buy tickets will now say refund. I wanted to make this video just going over about what happened and talk about my own experience, despite not actually attending the event. Although I know that many people who were planning on attending the event gave up because of the long lines. And I just wanted to complain originally, but then I started digging through stuff that happened during the event, and yeah, that's why I made this video. Anyways, regardless of what I say in this video, I don't condone any hate or violence towards the event organizers or the people who are just trying to do their jobs. I'm not in the business of fostering hate on this channel. Just from looking at a couple articles about the event, I feel like there's going to be a lot to cover, so I'm gonna divide the video into sections. Before, during, after, and finally end with my thoughts. What is Conquest? It's basically like Anime Expo but toned down to the 10th degree. It was first established in 2017 as like a little high school project and only had about 700 attendees. I'm saying only, but you know, it's still a lot. It started as a way for nerdy people to go all out and enjoy their hobbies with like-minded people. Moving on to the founders. Conquest is owned by Arena, which from my understanding is a company that helps student gamers through hooking them up with scholarships, host tournaments, and play-to-earn events. Arena was founded by 5 people: Kevin Kebonbon Huang Hong, Arian Masikampo Lim, and Justin Poppy Banusik. Justin seems to be the face of Conquest, so he's the one that's been taking the brunt of the criticism. As of now, he's pretty much the only one on social media that's been talking about the event. From what I read on his Twitter page on the aftermath of Conquest, he was pretty disappointed with himself, stating that I entered this year with an inflated ego coming off the high of last year. I thought I could solve the problems I experienced as a con grower growing up, and that my event was better than others. That I was better than other organizers. And clearly, I wasn't. I want to reiterate that I don't condone any hateful speech, or any hate for that matter, towards these people, volunteers, and the staff. And I'm sure they've had their fair share of it, seeing how their Facebook pages are already at 1.4 rating. But anyway, I'm gonna take a quote from Depressed Nusagi on YouTube. But he was saying that you can have an ego. Nobody cares if you have an ego as long as you live up to what you're saying. During. So, one of the issues that you'll probably see most often when you look through articles, tweets, and Facebook posts about what happened was that they oversold tickets. The cheapest ticket you could buy was 800 pesos, which is about $15. Not a bad price considering you could see your favorite content creators, right? Oh, but that's only a single day pass. Why not upgrade to a 3-day pass for 2,000 pesos, which is around $35? At least then you could attend the whole convention and buy merch and interact with other fans on the rest of the days. Still worried you might not be able to see your favorite content creator? Well, look no further. Conquest is now giving out premium passes. With this pass, you have an unlimited access to all of Conquest for the low price of 20,000 pesos, which is $360. Huh? Wait, no, that's not what we... What do you mean the premium passes? Oh, I mean, the premium passes are still good, don't worry. The line... What line? Yeah, so, the line... Most of the events were held in the SMX convention, from the creator stage to the Valorant Champions Tour to the Quest Market, all being in one place. You can expect that everyone and their grandparents were there. Yeah, seniors attended the event too. Pila Quest. I was actually planning on attending the event until I realized that Ray, Iman, and all these international content creators were attending. I realized that maybe it wouldn't be such a good idea since they were international content creators. And a lot of longtime fans would probably want to see them more than I did. Well, little did I know that the convention would follow me around. I got integrated into the lines without my consent. The lines weren't just in SMX. They were everywhere in MOA. Every corner you went in that mall, there would be at least one person up your ass. Oh, and remember that $360 premium pass? You'd get the premium treatment because it was $360, right? Well, if you did purchase that pass, then meet and greets would probably be the most disappointing part of the event. Where it used to be a first come first serve basis, it became a gacha event due to the amount of participants. You'd think that since you have the premium pass, you wouldn't have to worry about it, but nope. You still had to be a part of this gacha meet and greet. The waiting time for lines shot up to 5 hours, so the whole event essentially became a standing simulator. The food stalls closed around the afternoon, so people had to buy food from outside the main venue, which means you'd have to line up again. I've heard people say it was the event organizers' way of encouraging people to leave the building, but obviously that wasn't gonna happen. Rude staff. If you were a journalist or part of a media crew, you'd have to obtain a media pass so that security could differentiate you from regular congoers. But lo and behold, rude staff. In an article by Carlos Pineda, Mario Limos, Julius Tabios, and Gab P.E. Sorry, I'm butchering these names. On spin.ph, they wrote, "We tried to secure media badges only to be told that we needed an email confirmation from Conquest, despite our names being listed on the media list. Even members from the MPL-PH Press Corps had negative experiences." Michelle Loho told Spin.ph that she was branded as Bobo, which is stupid in Tagalog, by the Conquest staff, even though she was diligently following instructions on how to reach the media room. Many media personnel were prevented from entering the panel and were rudely shooed away by staff. In an article by Ken Puello, he stated that his media badge was taken away from him and was replaced by a wristband. Is this real? How rude does the staff have to be? Anyway, you're 15 minutes late because of the confusing staff and the lack of signages for each of the events? Fuck you! Lamaw! After. My new favorite pastime is looking through Conquest's Facebook page and reading through their reviews. Because if you go through their reviews right now, it's filled to the brim about people's negative experiences at the convention. Since Conquest was such a disaster for everyone, there are people who have been planning on filing a lawsuit because of how poorly managed the event was. If you were affected by the mismanagement of the event, I'll leave the link in the description on how you could help with the case. Lastly, my thoughts. Well, I'm not the type of person to leave my house often, and when I do, I plan out my day accordingly so that I wouldn't waste much time dilly-dallying. I also don't really do well with crowds. I feel uncomfortable being around a large group of people, and just being around crowds drains me of all my energy. So the whole time I was in MOA, I barely had any energy to walk around and actually enjoy my time there because of the sheer volume of people. And while I didn't enjoy my time in MOA or the event in general, I was really hoping it would go well because so many big name content creators went to the event, and I was on my knees praying they had a good time despite everything. I didn't want them to have a bad impression of, the country that they were at, and maybe they would even consider going back next year. And why not bring a friend or two? Conquest even partnered with big name brands as well, like Globe, Predator, and even Riot Games. But all that happened might have just cemented the fact that Filipino conventions just aren't worth the bad rep. For many people, including myself, it was their first time attending a convention. I don't exactly understand how they could have oversold tickets, since I'm pretty sure they had a good idea of the capacity of SMX, knowing that they held a 30,000 person event last year, but they just kept packing people in, and in fact, they were lucky that no one got hurt, no one suffocated because of the lines, though a lot of people fainted outside and medical staff didn't help. And that's a whole other thing. It's like, how did it get that bad? Anyways, once the line issue got worse, everyone's mood got worse. Hell, like, people understood that they had to wait in line because that's just part of the convention experience. But once everything started getting out of hand and staff couldn't control the people and miscommunication everywhere, it just started getting worse. Fucking everyone wanted to fight each other. There were people cutting me off when I was trying to enter MOA. It made me think, wow, people in Manila must be rude as fuck. But after doing all this research or reading all these articles, I can see why that they were rude. Maybe it was greed, maybe it was something else, I don't fucking know. All I know is that I and many other people had a terrible experience to what was promised to be a premium convention. And I didn't even attend the actual event. Anyways, if you like this video, subscribe. You wanna keep listening to more of my rants, I'm gonna make more videos this summer, that's for sure. I just don't know if I can stream. That's the thing. I'm still having a hard time trying to figure out my schedule. That's it. We hope you enjoyed. Bye.